Hey everybody, hello, how are you doing? Alright, well, another boxing prediction review. This is, I think, number 205. Well, this next coming up weekend is gonna be epic, people. It's the strongest one in this month, anyway. The most stacked. Yeah, so, where shall we begin? Well, I have a, how do you say, habit of starting with the weaker fights, but it's hard to say. Well, this one maybe. See which one is weaker here. Fundora, Sebastian Fundora, towering inferno, is back in action against Brian Mendoza. So yeah, this is a fight which is hmm. I'm not sure what weight it is. Well, I guess this is 154. Yeah, it should be. Yeah. So Brian Mendoza is 29 years of age, and he has he's ranked at number 13 by the WBA at middleweight actually, and also number 12 by IBF super middleweight. He's 5'10", so he's a lot shorter, of course, than 6'5" and a half Fundora, and his record is 21 2 and 0, 15 knockouts. All right. And Sebastian Fundora, he's just, a true machine, a wrecking machine. He's only got one draw, which happened earlier on in his fight against Jamonte Clark. So he's almost 6'6" actually. So he's 20 wins and 13 are by KO. He's not a one punch kind of guy, but he's a guy who breaks you down with constant punching and aggression. So he's a volume puncher rather than a power puncher. Yeah, and he can take one hell of a punch as well. So that's why he's so hard to beat. And being so tall, but not fighting on the outside as much, but on the inside. Yeah. So I don't really have. I haven't seen Brian Mendoza fight before, but I reckon let's see who he has fought. Yeah, actually, he knocked out Jason Rosario in his last fight, but he was already, on the slide after being knocked out by uh, Jermel Charlo and also who else knocked him out? Erickson Lubin, yeah. Yeah, well, that's kind of tough to assess just based on that. He's lost on points both times, once by split decision. Yeah, but he does have power, obviously. He can't punch, but I don't think he's probably not a huge puncher either, but still, maybe slightly harder than Fundora. Fundora, of course, is the interim WBC champion, and his title is on the line here. Yeah, in his last fight in October, he went the distance against Carlos Ocampo. But yeah, Ocampo is now fighting as a middleweight, so yeah, that says a lot. Anyway, I expect this fight to be a really good one. Fireworks fight. Whether it goes the distance depends on how Mendoza fights. If he allows himself to get drawn into a lot of exchanges, then I think he can be stopped very easily. If he is kind of patient and boxes and counters instead of attacking first, then he can last the distance. But I don't see him winning this fight for sure. But this is a good opponent, definitely for Fundora right now until he steps up eventually. All right, so I think Fundora probably wins on points actually here, but maybe let's see. This is a 12 round fight. Yeah, maybe he does stop Mendoza, but I'm not so sure. I think it's safer to go for points victory. All right, then we have a really good fight at flyweight. It's for a vacant WBO title, and it's Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez versus sorry, this guy Gonzalez. Gonzalez, yeah. Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez, yeah, he's the guy who beat what's his name? Three sockets so Rungvisai, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's Cristian Gonzalez, the name of the guy, yeah, alright. This is on a car, this is also a rather good car in San Antonio. And Jesse Rodriguez is fighting for a vacant flyweight WBO title. I don't know why he was, I guess, stripped or vacated the WBC one. Yeah, after only one defense, I think. Oh no, actually two. Alright. Yeah, and Cristian Gonzalez Hernandez is an unknown fighter, so he's got 15 wins, no losses so far. Or actually, one loss by split decision, yeah. So he seems to be, yeah, has some knockouts, but hasn't really fought anybody yet, anybody worth talking about. So I guess this is just more of a tune-up fight for a stay busy fight for Jesse Rodriguez. Yeah, bam, bam. It's not bam bam, it's bam. By the way, anyway, yeah. Hmm. All right. So he'll probably stop this guy. I think. Most likely, it looks like it. All right. So that was the one, the Jesse Rodriguez Christian Gonzalez fight. Not, I can't talk too much about each fight. I mean, equally long. Then it would this would last 20 something minutes. All right, so we have also a really good IBF WBA super bantamweight title fight between Murodjon Akhmadaliev, sorry, and Marlon Tapales. Yeah, Akhmadaliev is one of the best Uzbek fighters right now, maybe the best. I don't know. So yeah, he's got some really good wins and against Daniel Roman, Ryosuke Iwasa, Ronnie Rios. And Marlon Tapales is a Filipino fighter. He's like a pressure fighter, typical, You might say a typical Filipino fighter. He's actually been stopped by Ryosuke Iwasa in 11 rounds, 2019. All right, so of course that doesn't really make him the favorite in this fight. Yeah, I think this is most likely to be won by Akhmadaliev and huh, maybe yeah. I mean, this guy is also kind of well, he stopped Iwasa in only 5 rounds actually. So this also looks like a likely knockout, stoppage. Yeah, I'm not sure which round. Anyway, Akhmadaliev should win this fight. Yeah, also, we have Israel Madrimov, I believe, from the same country fighting. But I will not be talking about that now. There's too many fights to talk about. All right, and then this is like the star fight actually of this weekend. It's Shakur Stevenson versus Shuichiro Yoshino. Yes, both guys are undefeated. Yeah, before I just before I get to that, there's also Jared Anderson fighting against Georgia Arias. So yeah, George Arias is also unbeaten, 18-0, but he's got only 7 knockouts and he's only 5'11", so this seems like an easy fight, like it's geared up for, an easy win for Anderson, who should win by knockout again, because he's done that so far in all of his fights. Alright, and then Shakur Stevenson finally, Shuichiro Yoshino. Yes. Wow, this is a pretty good fight. I mean, Yoshino is also unbeaten, 16-0. He's got 12 KOs, so he can't punch. And won the WBO Asian Pacific lightweight title in his last fight in November by knockout against Masayoshi Nakatani, who is also a rather solid fighter, yeah. Shakur Stevenson, however, is really a great talent, in this but this is his first fight at 135, and we don't know how this is like a test fight, of course, even if it's not a really easy one to be a test fight or first fight in a new division, but yeah, I mean, just look at his record. The fact that he beat, I mean, Jamel Herring, Oscar Valdez, and Robson Conceição. Wow. No, those are really pretty, very, very solid fighters, especially Valdez, of course. Yeah, I mean, he's not a really big puncher. He's got 9 KOs in 19 wins, Stevenson, but he's got the pop, and he's not without power either. But he's got the skills, the movement, everything. He's got the chin also, I would say as well. He's got the attitude, of a warrior as well, which he should have, which every boxer should have anyway. So yeah, this sky is the limit for this young man. He's only 25, so I mean, I would be really surprised if Yoshino would produce an upset here, of course. That would be very surprising, a huge upset. But I mean, you never know what can happen. Look at James Kirkland when he fought, what's his name? Ishida, was it? Yeah. I mean, blown out just like that by a guy who never was a puncher, who never looked like a big puncher. And he was Japanese, by the way, also. Well, it doesn't matter that much, but I mean, these Japanese guys, they do come, they don't really, they have a great psyche. They are really mentally strong. And then they don't easily get overcome by the fact that they are fighting abroad, in USA. They just are there to win, to do their best, and, they just seldom, just fall apart, even if the fight doesn't go well at first for them. They are known to be able to bounce back well, also. And the same goes for the Filipino fighters and many other Eastern Asian fighters, I would say. However, Shakur Stevenson is a really one hell of a boxer. He's such a boxer. He's not a puncher, but a boxer. But he also can punch when he has to, when he wants to. So he did stop Jamel Herring after all. Tough guy. So yeah, I don't really see this going anywhere but a dominant victory for Stevenson. Um, may this will probably also go with distance. Well, but there's a chance that it can end in like a later stoppage as well. But I think my prediction is that it does go the distance. All right. Yep. All right. Just to check out if I have missed any fights here, and doesn't seem so well. Yeah, there are some really. I mean, there are some other good fights here, but yeah, Jesse Magdalene also fighting. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't have time to talk about it. All right, so that would be all. We are finished with this round. Really looking forward to these fights. The only drawback is, of course, they are all in America, USA. So if you want to watch them live, and they are all in different places, that's kind of silly. But yeah, you can hope to catch at least some of them. All right, so thank you for watching this, and see you. Bye bye.